And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Isaac Freeman.
The storyline well established and done beautifully by both Dave and Claudia, and the tie to AJ Easley. And now we already knew what AJ was about. We already knew what Isaac was going to bring. But look at the influence that he had on young 20-year-old Julio Tenori. Paulie, this is a guy in Puma who not only is trained with Serge Jimenez, who's 9-0-1, 8 knockouts at the Hill Street Boxing Gym, but also back in the day with Freddie Roach.
Yeah, you know, he's actually, you know, we saw him in earlier this year in Mississippi. He showed some really good boxing skills. Clearly has been mismanaged as a boxer, and they messed up his record. But when you look at him and the way he knows how to fight inside the trigon, you can see the clear boxing skills. He's a thinking, cerebral fighter in there with some athletic ability as well. Should be an interesting fight tonight.
And he just boxed 101 days ago, just about 3.5 months ago, Ben.
Yeah, and he stopped Randy Hedrick 1:15 of the second round. And he said, you know, this is a guy who does 1 hour running, then he does 2 hours of versa climbing, and he's been hitting the weights, but he comes from a really good camp. We saw it with Tenori and all that stuff. So this is a guy that is getting better and better and better, and he's now kind of getting away from the boxing and putting all his skill towards bare knuckle fighting.
A man who has been in camp with Sugar Shane Mosley, and in Bovar, Khanakov, his opponent, a very motivated and disciplined fighter who is surrounding himself with some of the best in the United States as well, led by the California kid, Uriah Faber, and Team Alpha Male in Sacramento. On paper, outstanding matchup. These men are ready to bring it and leave it all in the trigon.
Ladies and gentlemen, this middleweight bare knuckle bout is scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds and is brought to you by FightDoctors.com, live on the Stadium app. Our referee in charge when the bell rings, Christopher Young. Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, he stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 153 pounds. He holds a bare knuckle record of 2 wins versus 1 loss. And he fights out of Mariupol City, Ukraine. Here is Bovar, Gladiator, Khanakov. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, he stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. He weighed in at 156 pounds. He comes to us with an undefeated bare knuckle record of 1 win, no defeats. And he fights out of Los Angeles, California, by way of Monrovia, Liberia. Here is Isaac Puma Freeman.
The Liberian and the Ukrainian. Here we go! Bovar, Gladiator, Khanakov representing his home country on his shorts. Black trunks with the white stripe for Puma. Isaac Freeman, and the red wraps, blue wraps for Bovar Khanakov. This is his 4th professional bare knuckle fight, but his first ever competition here in the United States.
But the key for Freeman, he's going to have to be first. He's going to have to be first, and he's going to have to be right down the pipe. He already felt the shot right there. Don't back up.
Yeah, simultaneous jabs. The Khanakov jab landed more solid, though. Nice jab there by Freeman. See Khanakov trying to take control of the real estate in the trigon, trying to back up Freeman, trying to make him run out of room so that he can then panic and make a mistake. Freeman initiating the clinch there.
The 3 bare knuckle fights, sorry guys, in Moscow, as Uriah Faber told me, they went viral. And that's what Bovar said, Benny, coming in, that he feels the advantage is that Isaac is a boxer and a very good one, and he's making the transition. Bovar feels like he's already transitioned.
Well, the Chibisaw fight was a fight of the year, so
yeah.
This is a guy who knows that.
Nice hook there by Bovar.
And in addition to that, he was in a professional boxing tournament, Paulie. Bovar was, where he fought 3 times in the same night.
Yeah, I've worked a few of those types of things in England where we did the boxer tournaments when boxer promotion first came out. It was quarterfinals, semis, and finals, 3 rounds each. I think he did something similar over there in Ukraine.
He did in Kiev, where, of course, Vitaly Klitschko has been the mayor since 2014.
One of the things that Freeman is doing when he comes in, see the way he drops his head? That's tailor-made for that uppercut that he's going to, Bovar's going to end up landing.
Watch what Bovar does in the clinches. He pushes Freeman back to the ropes. He's trying to consistently put that mental pressure on Freeman, trying to make him feel like the walls are closing in so he can create mistakes. And it started to create mistakes. It's Freeman starting to make some panic moves. They're dipping for no reason. Bovar keeping cool and collected, starting to make Freeman run out of room.
And when he backs him up against that rope, that sets up his uppercut with a right hand.
And like you said, Benny, Freeman has to be first. He's got to feign and start shooting shots. He's got to keep Bovar out of position. Bovar starting to gain that ground and starting to take away the positioning of Freeman little by little. You see that sloppy jab by Freeman. He's got to stay calm. Freeman has the ability to be in this fight, but he's got to have that belief, and Bovar's taking that belief away from him little by little.
Freeman said he's been working his clinch game, basically getting out of bad clinch situations. He's in that corner right now, dangerous place to stand.
Yeah, but he's ducking that head. I'm telling you, that is wide. It's perfect. It's suited for that uppercut.
And Bovar's starting to look up for that uppercut right now.
A couple body shots that Freeman looked to land late in the round.
Freeman has the ability to be in this fight, but does he believe it after that first round?
You got it. Сам попей, чтобы нет.
He's got a mouth by his right eye.
Вообще все
Freeman
отлично.
does.
Вообще, только за левую ножку ты заходил. Очень грамотно сделал. Смотри, он стоит,
Made it to the UFC
ничего, кроме правой
via
спины,
Dana
правой,
White's
ничего не
Contender
может.
Series.
Вот сбоку, когда вот так голову убираешь, идеально заходит. Только не бей вот сюда, чуть почище. И, наверное, чуть-чуть побольше. Все, и назад не выходи. Только в сторону, в эту сторону. Вообще идеально разбирать. И чуть-чуть, когда есть джеб, готовь получше. Мало качать. Ну, чуть на мышцу, чуть на мышцу. И джебом ему вообще не спасает. Можно много джебов кидать. Главное просто после этого выйти грамотно.
Well, we've done a ton with the gloves on this calendar year, and I just think of Usyk and Bivol and all the great Eastern European fighters, and Bovar, he has that same look, that same mentality, and that same grit to him and determination.
They're very fundamentally sound, and they're based, their principle based on those fundamentals. And of course, they're also fundamentally sound with the mental strength. They don't fold, they don't break. And so you can see Bovar, he's trying to have that mental, put that mental stress on Freeman. And you see Freeman using his athletic ability now. This is what Benny was talking about. If he's first, oh, nice shot. Good right hand by Freeman. But again, you see Bovar, he's not going to go anywhere. He's going to keep trying to take that position. So nice hook by Freeman. You see again, Freeman has the ability to be in this fight, but will Bovar convince him that he doesn't belong in there? And that's up to Freeman to be able to match the mental side of it with Bovar, because that's where the Eastern Europeans have that domination in combat sports. Their mental side is so strong.
Good shots by Khanakov.
Freeman's landing some good shots this round.
He has, yep.
He's going to be able to stay consistent.
And he's keeping his head up. He's not ducking his head now when he comes in. He's keeping that head up, so he's seeing the shots and then setting himself up. And the key is not to be backing up.
I like what I'm seeing out of both guys, though. Bovar hasn't lost that belief, and Freeman is going to decide, you know what, if I'm going to get beat tonight, I'm going to fight my way out of it. And he's got Bovar bleeding all over the place now.
Well, we talked about the jab and the damage a jab causes, especially in bare knuckle, and especially for the superficial cut.
And Isaac did tell us in the fighter meetings he's trying to better his overall skill set.
Oh, nice uppercut. Nice counter uppercut by Freeman.
Good head movement. Good avoidance by Puma, Isaac Freeman.
And this is when they get up close. That's when Bovar's very dangerous, because he's good at creating those punching angles for that uppercut.
Freeman also physically imposing himself a little bit more now in the clinches. He's not allowing Bovar to try to push him back to the ropes. He's trying to match physical with physical, but you see Bovar again trying to overwhelm him.
And you see right here, Freeman sees the opportunity to attack the body, and he did it. When he got up close, he didn't waste that space. He started to go to work on Bovar's body.
Counter by Khanakov.
Oh, nice.
The uppercut caught him, Paulie.
Yep, but he came back with his own left hook. Again, that's the mental side. They don't break these kind of guys. So Freeman has to be able to match the mental with him. Freeman has the physical ability to be in this fight, but again, it's the mental. Is he going to match the mental with Bovar?
Not just Bovar present day, but Bovar what has been happening back home present day. Started training boxing a decade ago.
It's jammed by Freeman, and both guys now. This is a good skill fight. Both guys really know how to fight.
Swing and miss by Freeman.
Attempted the counter uppercut there.
And you know, both of them are doing a great job. They get hit, and right away, what they do is they hit back.
Yep, and that's because they're defensively keeping their position when they slip. You see a lot of guys, especially in bare knuckle, they make a slip a shot, they're all over the place. They're not in a position to fire back. Both of these guys do a really good job of keeping fundamentals so that when they make those slips and slides defensively, they're in position to be able to punch back. So good skill both on the offensive side and the defensive side. There's that uppercut, but countered by the left hook. Both shots landed. Again, it's an example of you're not just going to keep these guys off of each other with just a simple shot. These guys are here to fight. And I like the way Freeman rebounded in that second round. You know, Bovar stayed with that consistency, but Freeman had a better body language in that second round from what I saw in the first round, where he looked like he was kind of taken aback by Bovar's command of the trigon.
And Freeman did a great job of rolling with those punches. That's what he does. When he gets up close, he feels it, and then he rolls it, and then he creates his own punching angles that way.
And he started to get the timing on Bovar a little bit. You know, started to really land a couple of those good counters. And again, off of those defensive moves, he was landing some shots. He was able to cut Bovar a little bit more as Bovar's bleeding a little bit more. Good fight fought by both guys.
So far delivering what we had hoped to see when we broke down this matchup on paper. Switching to the southpaw stance now is Puma Isaac Freeman. Connecting is Bovar Khanakov.
Yeah, that shot made him turn back to right-handed.
Yep.
They get slower. That's one thing. They get lethargic when they switch to southpaw. They're not as quick, and what he's trying to do is get that backhand into it.
And I'm also curious, because again, I broke my right hand in bare knuckle. I'm curious to see if maybe Freeman's right hand is bothering him, and so he feels like he'll be better off fighting out of the southpaw stance and using that cross.
Well, he threw the right hand there. He threw an uppercut.
Third round, first time tonight. And a good battle between Khanakov and Freeman.
And you know, Freeman talked about the weight workout he's done. I think that's one thing something's really helped him. Because now when he gets inside that clinch, boy, he's got some power.
And Bovar's a strong fighter.
Yeah, and Freeman has been willing to, you know, engage in that physical work and push him back in this fight. Although now Bovar's starting to, again, close that range and, again, take away the real estate of Freeman. Good combination by Bovar.
Little body head there, Paulie.
Nice little hooks to the body by Freeman as well. Good back and forth action. Again, you can see Bovar trying to keep that stress. He's by continuing to close the gap and continuing to push him back, he's causing that mental stress. So it's Freeman who's staying calm, looking to time those shots. But again, it can still be stressful because a guy like Bovar, now he puts you in this situation, he won't get off you even if you hit him with some shots, which Freeman is doing.
Yeah, Freeman's doing a good job. He's fighting out of the corners, and he's trying to go ahead and set up that right hand.
But again, it could create panic if you're the one always getting backed up to places where there's no room. It's one thing to be backed up if you find the room. It's another thing to be backed up in places where you find no room, and you've got to constantly be able to fight when you don't want to fight. There's one thing about nice right hand there by Freeman on the counters. He's slipping well in there. Bovar's got some good numbers he's throwing, but Freeman's landing some nice cleaner shots on the inside. But again, it's when you're forced to fight when you don't want to fight. One thing about being comfortable in a fight is dictating when you want to fight and when you don't fight. And Bovar right now is doing that. He's the one who's dictating when it's time to fight and when it's time to rest. And for Freeman, that causes that mental stress. He's reacted well so far, but it's a lot of mental stress he's dealing with. And Bovar trying to get physical in there with the shoulder. Somebody's mouthpiece is out. Bovar still walking down.
What a fight. 20 seconds on the clock, round number 3. Ultra aggressive matchup between Khanakov and Freeman.
tell you, man, sometimes you watch some of these fights, and then you watch another fight, and you wonder if you're watching the same sport. Like, you watch this fight, and then you watch the fight we just watched before with Birdsong and Gonzalez. It's like we're watching two different kinds of sports. I mean, this is so much of a higher level for being fought by both of these guys.
But you know, Mike, these guys understand angles. They understand angles, the shoulder roll, all the little things that you do that you don't think about, and they do this so well.
You see that replay, little shoulder shrug there by Khanakov.
This is when conditioning comes into play here now, because they set a torrid pace for the fight. Now the conditioning is going to come in.
Yeah, and Khanakov walks you down consistently, so when he gets to you, what's he going to do? He's got to throw a punch in the fight. And he forces you to fight.
That right there is the face of a gladiator, which is his moniker. Bovar, Gladiator, Khanakov. Round number 4 of this middleweight matchup. Isaac Freeman, 1-0 inside the Trigon. Trigon debut for Bovar. He is 2-1 in his professional bare-knuckle career.
And that's going to work well for Freeman. You notice that he came in with that uppercut below with the left hand as soon as he felt Bovar come in.
Yeah, man, good. Look at the positioning on both guys. You know, Freeman's being backed up, keeping position. Bovar keeping that position as he's putting that pressure, careful pressure. Good slip by Freeman. Really good skill fight. Nice double jab there by Freeman. But again, Bovar's right back on top of him with his own jab. Look at the counters to the counters. Even though they don't land, look at how good of a positioning both guys are keeping on the defensive front.
Yeah, they're able to throw another punch.
Yeah, but they're able to shoot back because of that good defensive positioning. Both guys, even if it doesn't land, the fact that they're even able to get it off.
Two minutes on the clock, round number 4.
Boy, and these guys are in great physical shape.
No question.
They can keep this pace, and they're going to do it. Their minds are totally clear for the strategy they're trying to implement.
Nice creative combination there by Freeman with a hook to the body and hook to the head.
Freeman, his 3 professional boxing wins were all by knockout.
Oh, good combination there by Freeman, undaunted, fighting back, but good pressure there by Bovar.
Well, Bovar's bringing the fight. But I'll tell you what, Freeman's done a good job of rolling with him, countering.
Yeah, he's trying to break Freeman mentally, but he's taking some punishment in order to be able to try to do this. He's landing his own shots, obviously. Both guys have done some good damage to each other. But there's a price to pay because Freeman won't just break on pressure. You're going to have to pressure him and also land those shots if you plan on breaking him.
We're getting what we had hoped for and a little bit more, I would say, from Khanakov and Freeman. Final minute of round 4. This one's scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. Very close fight. The aggressor has been Khanakov, but much to Paulie and Benny's point, Freeman has had some spectacular moments as well.
Not there, I'd say Freeman's probably landing the more shots, but both guys are landing. Good uppercut there by Khanakov on the inside.
And you can tell Khanakov's strategy, too, is also try to go and put his weight on Freeman, trying to tire him out.
Yeah, and he's also good shots there by Khanakov. Khanakov starting to land more now this round, though. He's starting to see some physical wear and tear on Freeman, and he's starting to slow down, and that will affect his reflexes. Freeman's very much a reflex fighter.
That was probably the best combination of the fight that Bovar landed a moment ago, Paulie.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to head to the 5th and final round.
Some of that action from that last round. Nice jab to the stomach, hook to the head there. Freeman has those creative combinations, uses that athleticism well. Comes back with his own lead left hook again there. Bovar, undaunted, puts Freeman into that defensive positioning, and then nice, brings him up with that right uppercut, but then lands the hooks. follow-up combination. Freeman throws back some right hands as well. But again, to the judges, how does it look when the pressure and the stress is putting Freeman on against those ropes? A lot of times it's hard to see what's landing, what's not landing clean. But it's the stress of being up against the ropes that sometimes the judges will give you favoritism for putting your opponent constantly up against those ropes. And that's where the real estate of the fight really sometimes wins you the fight.
The Ukrainian contingent representing very well here tonight. 5th and final round, Bovar Khanakov, Isaac Puma Freeman.
Khanakov just looks so fresh still, you know that? I mean, he looks like he could just keep on going and keep on going.
Yeah, and again, that's that Eastern European mentality. They kind of have that stone, emotionless type of fight mentality when they're in there, you know?
And that neck starts out in his ears and it goes wide.
He said, I am prepared. I want to show America who are Ukrainian fighters, Paulie. And I think a lot of us know about that with the gloves on. He wants to start to set a pace and showcase his skills with the gloves off.
Yeah. And he's fighting a good fight tonight. He's got a tough guy in front of him in Freeman. I'll tell you another thing Freeman's doing that's smart. Using the clinches to get that rest work. And then when they break, sometimes he's able to land the sharper shots. Let's see, but he's starting to get the worse for wear. He had good shots there by Freeman. I mean, by Khanakov, sorry.
And Isaac said he was working on the clinch.
Yeah, and really in the clinch, he's just been able to nullify more of what Khanakov is doing. And then on the outside, it's allowed him to be the sharper guy. But the last round and now the beginning of this round, it's been Khanakov landing the good shots on the outside. And Freeman has just looked more like an arm-weary fighter.
And Khanakov, what he's trying to do is back up Freeman. He's been able to accomplish that, and that's what he's got to keep on doing. Just keep trying to back him up, because he's starting to get cut up bad now. Look at above the left eye. There's a big cut above the left eye of Khanakov.
Yeah. You never know, man. Sometimes these judges are weird. They just start to score blood instead of actually scoring the fight. So they did when I fought this stuff. That's what they did.
And it was right here, too.
Yeah. Well, I have an equal amount on each set of notes, so.
Nice.
You know.
Nice, Goldie. I'm wearing black tonight. I don't know, man, because my shirt is not black, so I don't have any blood on it, but that reminds me, so I can color myself here.
Final 45 seconds of what has been a spectacular battle. Clearly our fight of the night thus far.
There's some slow, good jab.
Caught him.
Inside.
Boy, that takes some skills. He can fend off Freeman and also wave the crowd into the fight.
Yep.
Okay, there's some swelling on the right side of Freeman's face. I don't know.
Yeah, but look at that left eye of Khanakov.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's the thing about bare knuckle, man. You're cutting, you'll swell a lot easier. I still remain with the opinion that it's safer, though, man, because there's not as much impact on cerebral.
Your hands can't take it.
Yeah, your hands can't take it, but you will get cut and a lot of swelling otherwise. And this fight proves it here. Really good skill fight. Really has been enjoyable to watch these two guys go at it.
Mouth guard is gone again.
They go the distance.
It's a shame somebody got to lose this fight. This is a well-fought fight.
Prayers to everyone affected with everything that has gone on in the past number of months in the Ukraine. And prayers to the family of Bovar Khanakov. Bovar putting on a show. Freeman fighting for his home country of Liberia. And man, they represented well, didn't they?
Well, you know, this gives them an arena, gives them a stage, and they're able to show. But I tell you what, both guys showed tremendous physical condition, tremendous technique, and I mean, I don't think there's a loser here. I think both of these guys really showed their skills. I think Isaac Freeman just gets better and better all the time.
Here's that Ukrainian flurry, the combination I mentioned earlier, Paulie.
Yeah, and there's a little short uppercut there by Khanakov. Freeman had blocked the hook nicely with his hand, but again, the punches and bunches when he put Freeman on the defensive, it started to really show more of a result as the fight went on, because Freeman was still, although he was able to keep his position, he wasn't able to punch back as much anymore as he was getting physically worn down by all that pressure that Khanakov was bringing.
Well, Paulo, you talked about the real estate. Real estate is so important in boxing because Freeman never got a chance to really extend himself.
Yeah.
Because, again, that real estate was, like, right on top of him, and that's something he did a good job
And
of.
it also stresses you. You know, you're being backed up so consistently that you're thinking just of the counterpunching opportunities, and you're not always able to sort of set up what you want to do because the guy's constantly in front of you, forcing you to think defensively. And Freeman has the ability to fight offensively off the defensive front,
Right.
but it also never gives him a chance to actually mount an attack on his own. You know, although a good jab by Freeman, gotta say, Freeman has a good jab. Both guys had landed some good jabs and made good use of the jab. Like I said, again, a good skill fight by both guys. A little bit of different stylistically matched up fight where Freeman has good athleticism while Khanakov has that robotic, come forward, constantly fundamentally sound, break you kind of mentality. Good fight fought by both guys. Let's see who won.
Big Mo with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of 5 full bare knuckle rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for the official decision. Judge O'Connor scores at 49-46, while judges Levin and Torres scored 48-47, declaring your winner by unanimous decision from the Ukraine, Bovar, Gladiator, Khanakov.
No loser,
No.
as both of you guys said in this fight. Bovar pointing right up to the sky, to the Lord, everything he's gone through, all the hard work. Uriah Faber has given him a job now. He's training clients at Team Alpha Male, and take nothing away from the man he just went 5 rounds with in Isaac Freeman. Here is Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by our winner, Bovar Khanakov. First off, a lot of boxers represent the Ukraine. Lomachenko, Usyk. You now represent the Ukraine for bare knuckle. You're gladiating yourself. How does it feel to represent your great nation?
I am broken. I'm broken, very pain. When 5 years ago I see the first bare knuckle fight. My dream, fight in the United States. But I'm not happy today because Russian Federation kill my people. Please, if you can, stop the war, please. Ukraine fight for the freedom. Now our warrior never give up. I show you, we are never give up. We fight for freedom. Yeah, I know what United States help our country. Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. And thank you, my people from Ukraine. Bro, I love you. Many people fly to my sister, my wife. This is my world. I love you. This is for you. This is not mine. This is for you. Take my love. But thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. God bless all of us and your kids. Never give up. Never give up. Wow, United States and the last. Слава Україні! Слава Україні! Glory Ukraine, glory United States, and glory God. Thank you.
I'll end it there, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for your winner, Bovar, Gladiator, Khanakov.
I said it as he made his way to the Trigon. He is a Ukrainian soldier. And wow, I got chills. That was absolutely spectacular. The battle, and then right afterwards, the words of a very emotional Ukrainian who has gone through so much, who has a dream come true tonight, but still a lot of nightmares that he has to worry about every single day.
Yes. I mean, I'm mesmerized by the fact that I was able to witness that.
Yeah.
And again, our hearts go out, prayers, and hopefully there's peace in that country.
Yeah, it's a part of the world that has really not had it easy, you know, from what's happening now, the World War, even before the World War, the Ukrainians were slaughtered in the Holodomor, you know, a decade before the World War. Ukraine and Ukrainians have gone through a lot over the past century in general. So it's, you know, it's a lot deeper than just recently.